Hello my friends, Leanna here. Today I will be trying on the Wet n Wild Rebel Rose collection on my mature 56-year-old skin. If you would like to see how I achieved this look, then keep watching. Alright y'all, let's get into it. One of my subscribers, Holly, gifted me with this Wet n Wild Rebel Rose collection. Now, this collection is about 2 years old, but Holly saw it on Amazon and she wanted it for herself, and she ordered it for me so that I could do a video to show her how to use it. So, you know, this was purely for her to learn how to do this, but we're gonna do it, Holly. This is what the collection looks like, and I'll pull each of the items out so that we can see what we got. This collection comes with 3 eyeshadow quads, a blush, and 4 liquid lipsticks. And apparently, Holly wants Leanna to go a little goth because this collection is very dark. Should be interesting to see how I'm going to pull this off. So the first quad is the Secret Garden, and then we have Bed of Roses, and next we have House of Thorns. What scares me is the Rose in Peace blush. It's black. It's a cream blush and it is supposed to change color on your skin. And then we have these 4 liquid lipsticks. We have Petal Poison, Bud Romance, Kiss of Death, and Deviant Damsel. And purple is my favorite color. I don't know about that. I'm probably going to go with this one and we're going to be very vampy today. It also came with 2 brushes, which are very, very pretty. This brush to me would definitely be usable because it would be a nice face brush. It's very soft. I like that. I do believe I can get some use out of this brush. It feels a little awkward because the stem is so thin, and because of the plastic here, it's very top heavy. I'm not sure that I can use the little eye brush. This as well is really soft. However, my concern, it's got a hair in it, is the rose petals around it. I feel like that they would get in the way when you're trying to apply your shadows. But you never know. I don't think I'm going to try this today. I will try out the face brush though and see how that works. Normally I put on my base on my face first before I start doing my eyeshadows. But I thought I would do something a little different today, especially because these colors are so dark that I was worried that I would not be able to brush it away like I normally do if there's any fallout. So I've already primed my lids with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I have set that with a very, very light shadow. There really is not a good transition shade in these. The lightest color is this one, and it's a shimmer shade. The next lightest color is this one, but it has a little bit of glitter in it. So I'm going to be starting off with this color as my beginning transition shade. We'll see how that works. And that is in the Secret Garden palette. I have already put my lotions and potions and stuff and things on my face. And I'm going to start out as usual with my Luxie 231 at some point, maybe around the 200th video. I'll remember the number of this brush when I pick it up and I have to look to see what it is. Now, because I'm expecting these shadows to be quite pigmented, I'm going to start out with very little on my brush. And that was just barely tapping it in. And I'm going to put this in my crease. This seems to be blending out very well, and the colors are very buildable. So just dipping back in to build that color up a little bit. That actually looks pretty good. So as you can see, the color builds quite nicely. I'm just dipping into the pan, not putting a lot on my brush, and just continuing to build that color to a point that I like it. So far, it's working very well. When I first looked at this color story, I thought this is going to look really bad on my mature eyes. Some of the colors look extremely matte and very dry in the pan, so I was not sure how they were going to apply. But I think that looks pretty good, actually. It just goes to show you that you never know what you can pull off, especially when you think about age. Everybody thinks, well, you know, I'm 56 and I shouldn't be wearing these colors and I shouldn't be doing this and I shouldn't be doing that. And that's all a bunch of malarkey. You can do what you want to do. So I'm going to dip back into the pan again just to deepen that up there in my crease. And then I'm going to blend that up and soften it out so that I don't have any harsh lines. So next I'm going to go into House of Thorns, and I'm going to go into this reddish color. I'm going to attempt to create a halo eye, and I'm going to pick that up on my Moda detail brush. Again, a little at a time, and I'm going to put that in my inner and outer corner. These have a bit of a rose scent to them unless I have absolutely lost my mind, which is possible. It could be that my smeller's off because I have been sneezing all day. I don't know if you notice my voice is a little deeper than normal. I sound more like Leroy today than I do Leanna. And my eyes are itchy. That means spring is coming. So far I haven't had any fallout. So I could have went ahead and put my foundation on. And I'm just going to keep building this up. I want this outer corner to be fairly dark, and I'm going to run that in just a little bit into my crease. And I think that brush is too big for my inner corner, so I'm going to use my Morphe M213. I really thought when I looked at these, because they're so matte, that they were going to be patchy and hard to blend. I mean, even at being a release that's 2 years old, I'm surprised at how well these are blending. I honestly did not think I was going to like these, but so far I'm liking them. Holly has definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. Looks like we're gonna get a storm. I don't know if y'all heard that, if the camera picked that up. And I'm connecting these here in my crease. I am seriously shocked that there is not one little piece of fallout on my cheeks. Nothing. So I'm going to go back into my Luxie brush and just kind of blend. Make sure that all of that is well blended together. I'm also surprised at how that looks on me. I like it. And now I'm going to go into this Bed of Roses palette, and I'm going to pick up this pink shimmer, and I'm going to put that in the center as the halo part. So I thought I was recording. Apparently I wasn't. So I took this Morphe packing brush, it's just a flat packing brush, and spraying it with my rose water to get it a little damp. I went into this pink rose color and put that in the center for my halo. And it did give me a little bit of fallout, which I knew that that was going to give me some fallout. But that's very pretty. Look at me, Jackie, with my pinks on. Who knew? I thought I couldn't wear pinks, and here I am. The pinky mauve colors. And so now taking this Morphe M213, hey, I remember the number. I'm going to go into this Bed of Roses palette, and I'm going to pick up this really deep burgundy color. And there's a black. I could use the black, but just to do something different. I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to use it to line my eye like an eyeliner. Just right up against my lash line. Now I didn't go all the way into the inner corner because that will just close up my eye, and I don't want to do that. Just from about the center out. And I do have some fallout from that as well, but that's to be expected because of how I was applying it. I have glitter all over my face, but I can clean that up. And then just a few quick tips, because Holly is new to makeup and she's learning all about how to apply. So like I said, when I first started putting the colors on, normally I start off with a very light color to use as my transition shade. And if you notice, I built up my shadows from light to dark. You don't want to go directly in with a dark color. You want to layer them because the lighter colors will help you blend out the darker colors so you don't just look like you have a black eye, and it will make them nice and soft. And the other tip that I want to give is when you're holding your brush, if you noticed, I'm holding my brush from the end. That gives you a softer application. If you hold your brush here, you're going to be much harder. You're going to apply more pressure when you're putting your shadows on, which has the of course it will make the pigment go on a lot darker, but it also has the tendency to make your shadows look patchy. If you hold your brush from the end, you have a much softer application. So pay attention to where you're holding your brush, and if you want more intensity, then by all means, hold your brush closer to the bristles. This is called the ferrule of the brush. So you can hold your brush on the ferrule, or you can hold it out here to give you a little bit more control and to make your shadows go on softer and not seem so patchy. What am I doing now? So I'm going to clean up all of the pretty glitter on my cheeks, and I'm going to put on my foundation and bronzer and all of that good stuff, and I'll be right back to finish off the eye. So I added the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Powdered Foundation in the shade 220. And I used my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I really think I'm going to go back in to this Secret Garden, and I am going to use this as my highlight, but I'm also thinking to maybe put some of that in the center to lighten that up a little bit. Let's try it as a highlight color first. I'm going to put that right under my brow. That's a very pretty highlight. And then in my inner corner. That's very pretty. I don't know that that will make a huge difference in the middle of my eye. And I have to sneeze again. Or not. I am going to pull that up here in the front a little bit just to lighten up that area. And then I'm going to take this little Moda smudger brush and I'm going to go into this really deep purple and I'm going to put that under my lower lash. It will be interesting to see tonight when I take my contacts out if they've changed color. The last time I used colors like this, my contacts had turned red. So now I'm going back into this Luxie 231. Yep. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of that first color, the rose color that I used, just a little teeny bit. And here's another tip for you in case you don't have this type of smudger brush. You can take your fluffy brush like this. If you see, I have just a little bit of the product on the end, and you can pinch it in between your fingers and turn it into like a little smudger brush. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to blend out this dark color, just soften it a little bit and kind of smoke it out some. I'm going to clean off that brush on my color switch. And here's a tip for you. Who knew this video was going to be full of tips? These little, so this is called a color switch. Comes in a little tin. I have it sitting in the top, and this will actually come out. You can take it out so you can clean it, which you have to do from time to time. These little color switch cans can sometimes be pricey. Sometimes you can find them on Amazon where they're not terribly expensive. Before I had one, I went to the dollar store and bought one of those scrubbers, those little round plastic scrubbers, and that's what I use to clean my brushes. But now when you're using it, you just want to be easy when you clean the color off of it, because if you're too rough, it will mess up the bristles of your brush. So now that I've cleaned it, I'm just going to take the clean brush and just kind of go around the edges and make sure everything is well blended. Just really soft. Just want to make sure you don't have any harsh edges. And I will do my brows and put some mascara on, and I'll be right back. And now for the scary part of the video. That would be this Rose in Peace blush, and it is a cream blush, and it is black. You can see I stuck my finger in it. In the pan, it is black. I don't know how this is going to transfer. We shall see. And for my eyelashes, I just used the Maybelline Sky High mascara and the Benefit brow pencil in my brows. So I'm going to take the rose brush and I'm going to gently dip it and I'm going to tap it. You see it? Onto my cheeks. That is got a lot of pigment in it. I may have put too much on the brush. But as you can see on this side, well, over here it's turning to. I would imagine that as your skin warms it up, it changes color. I have way too much on this side. So I'm going to attempt to wipe some of it off of my brush. See if I can't spread that around. Oh. And so now it's patchy, but that's my fault because it's cream. I should have tapped it out with my finger. I think it's fine on this side, except for I've got it way down on my cheek. I will take my bronzer brush and just go back over that, diffuse that out some and get rid of the patchiness. I think the color of the blush is okay, but I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but I can see the dark parts, the dark pigment of that blush in my pores, which makes me look like I have little blackheads all over my cheeks. So you see how creamy it is. I rubbed it on my hand. It's not transferring to my hand, but you can see a little bit of the pinkness of it on my finger. So I'm going to try tapping it on and see what happens. I still have patchy. I like the concept, not a fan of the blush. So this collection did not come with a lip pencil, and if I'm going to apply a liquid lip, I need to line my lips because I'm going to need a guide. Otherwise, I'm going to have it everywhere. So I'm just going to use this nude e.l.f. Retro Paradise lip liner. This will just help keep the lipstick from running and from me making a mess. So here are the 4 liquid lips. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with this one because I think it will match the lips better than, or match the eyes better than the rest of these colors. This almost looks, well, it's like a reddish brown. Here we go, y'all. Ooh. She is dark. I always make a mess. So here's me in the Hot Mess lipstick. That was hard to put on. It dries really fast, so you have to get it on there quickly, and it's kind of sticky and very drying on my lips. So I'm going to put some lip gloss on it, see if that helps. I'm going to use this ColourPop Christy, Raw Beauty Christy collab, and that's full of glitter. That does soften it though and makes it feel better on my lips. So here's the final look. I am very impressed with the eyeshadow palettes. I really did not think that I was going to like these. I thought that they were going to be way too dark for my mature eyes. They do not seem to accentuate the texture of my eyes any more so than any other shadow. I mean, I have texture, you can see that, but they blend really well, and I really like the formula. I do not like the blush. That did not work for me at all. I can still see the darkness in my pores, where the dark color went into my pores. I like the color of the lipstick. I don't like the formula. It's very drying. This is the liquid Catsuit, and it is a matte lipstick. It says it's a matte lipstick. There you go, Holly. This is how you put some of it on, where you do it well, and how you should not put other parts of it on. You'll just have to play around with it and see what you come out with. Thank you so much, Holly, for gifting me with this Wet n Wild Rebel Rose collection so that I could show you how to use it. I truly appreciate it. I forgot to put on my highlight. I do have some Wet n Wild highlighter. I just noticed that my nose is not shining. I don't like that. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me to watch me show Holly how to use her new Wet n Wild Rebel Rose collection. If you're new around here, my name is Shiny Leanna. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. It sure would make my day. And if you're not already a subscriber, I hope that you'll consider subscribing so you can see all the other crazy things that I do. And also, I'd like to remind you that makeup is meant to enhance the natural beauty that you already are. And we are all beautiful at any age. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye-bye. Christopher, so You can go buy yourself this Rebel Rose. These liquid lipsticks are hard to put on, so here's your makeup tip. I want you to get your tackle box and get some of your fly fishing stuff. And then take your little fly fishing thing and use that, you know, the feather part of it, to put your liquid lipstick on. That might work better than the doe foot in this thing. And then you can use this as a magic wand. Maybe it'll make people disappear. You can try it and see. Mama loves you, boo.